Welcome. I'm Nick Vigil with EMC Corporation and with two of my peers here, Dana Young and Lan Wong, and we're going to take a few minutes to talk about a business model that we've built based upon a concept that actually is developed over the 65 years of management experience that we've had and 10 years specifically in using it. And it's essentially a model that allows us to combine for our people in the concept of workforce management, the relationships between the performance, pay, and to be able to provide that in a platform out to the managers that most need this information in a way that's easy for them to access, easy for them to use, and provides a lot of the visibility that they're not getting today. Now we've been able to, again, test it over the last 10 years and we know that it works. Now it's figuring out how to figure out, do we scale this? How do we deploy it so that it hits a much broader audience and has the ability to grow much broader than what we've been able to see within our own environment. My peers are going to go ahead and take you through some of the details of this concept, and hopefully by the end of this we've convinced you that this is something that we believe has a value and is worth making some investments in.
Who are our customers? We would like to believe that the entire global workforce is actually our customer. But to start small, we're going to start with small and medium business who are 1,000 employees and below, because we believe we bring the most value to those customers who may not have a very disciplined approach to performance reviews and annual salary increase reviews. And eventually, when we get success there, we'll go into the Fortune 500s who have mature processes today, and then they will still gain additional value from this system. Today, every company has some sort of an HR system. And from that system, we can extract performance information and compensation information. Through the user interface, we import it into a system, which we're going to go deploy in the cloud. It will be a software as a service model, and mixing with the logic, the management philosophy and methodology that Nick talked about, right? That's the fruit of 65 years of combined experience and expertise. And then we come up with a compensation score as well as a performance score. And as an output of the system, you get a visualization of where a certain individual is in terms of performance and in terms of where he or she is in a compensation. And then as the final result, there will be automatically generated IDP. Individual development plan. So, with that, how do we extract the value?
Okay, let's talk about the profit model for a minute. To start with, in terms of sources of revenue, this is really the modern foundation is software as a service. We can use this platform and we can generate subscription revenue, annual subscription revenue from use of the tool. That is the dominant profit revenue generator for this endeavor. Secondarily, all customers use the common platform, but each one needs to have that tool, that platform tailored for their specific use case, their specific set of employees and the performance management of their people. So with that comes the consulting angle and the consulting revenue that's associated with that. We're looking at hiring consultants for X, applying margin, and actually having a revenue stream associated with consulting as well. Finally, down the road, this would come later, we're actually looking at the generation of revenue through the use of analytics. We'd be able to use all of the customer base as a set of analytics that then could be brought to bear in terms of competitive pay ranges, for example, and real life data from across industries that would have value that would then be monetized down the road. Okay, let's talk about the profit model in a little more detail. In terms of the cost side of the house, we've got fixed costs and we've got variable costs. The fixed cost, the dominant cost, is going to be the development of the platform. We've got a fairly large expense associated with the upfront development. We've got to hire developers. Then we've got to actually take that thing and have the platform hosted probably on the public cloud. So there'll be a cost associated with the public cloud. And then finally, there will be just general purpose administration costs associated with running corporation that are fixed. On the variable side of the house, we will be hosting customer data, and so the larger the customer set, the larger the costs associated with their data on the cloud platform. We've also got customer acquisition to consider, and so as revenue grows, we believe that the customer acquisition costs will also grow in terms of advertising and in terms of direct sales and marketing. And then finally, the more consulting opportunities we have to do, there will be people costs associated with that, consultants as well. So what are our key drivers of profitability? Really what we're talking about here is developing this platform. Obviously we got to get it done quickly. How much is it going to cost to produce it? Number two, how quickly can we get customers on board? And how many customers can we get on board early? We've also got the consulting costs to consider in terms of the people. We've got the infrastructure costs in terms of hosting it on the public cloud. Those are really the key drivers of profitability.
So the logic of our business is that we have the intellectual property already captured, right, through 65 years of experience. We've tested out in the last 10 years or so, and it is ready to go. And also the SaaS model today, developing and deploy it on the cloud, enables us to get the initial minimum viable product out really quickly and scale it as we grow our business.
So, in summary, we've shared a little information about what we've got here, but what we want to express to you is the simple ask that we think we need. We've made a ton of investment of our own time and energy in validating a business model, which is kind of unique for a startup. The real goal here is to get to a minimal viable product, and for that we need money and we need people to be able to make that happen. If you can provide that for us, that would be fantastic. If you can point us to VCs that can go ahead and engage us in that capacity, that would also work. We thank you so much for the opportunity here. We're more than willing to have further discussions with you, and appreciate the time.